I will share my screen so that you can see my presentation. Yes. So, second test which we are going to discuss today, that is Mann-Whitney U. Now, what was the significance of this test? Actually, we are going to compare the ranks in this test. Now, why this test is chosen as compared to other tests, and what was the rejection rate? So, whenever we are testing difference of numerical measure between the groups, we have to check the normality distribution of all the tests. Like the same we have done in the one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and the ANOVA. We have to check the distribution of our numerical variables. If distribution was found normal, we were proceeding for the parametric test. But in this particular test, that is Mann-Whitney U, we cannot compare the mean. Actually, median we are going to compare, and in the form of basically rank we are comparing. So when we are not able to use the mean to describe the data, especially in which case where the data was found not normally distributed. So Mann-Whitney U test can be applied when you have found that you didn't get the bell-shaped curve, the data was found not normally distributed. So in that case, you cannot compare the mean. What you have to do, you have to compare the rank. So for not normally distributed data, and whenever you have got the skewness, either it is the positive skewness or either it is negative skewness in your data, in that case you have to apply the non-parametric test, and based upon the number of sample, that how much sample we are going to compare, we are going to choose the test. So if you have only two sample to compare, we are going for the Mann-Whitney U test, and this test is the alternative of the independent t-test. In independent t-test, what we did, we are comparing the mean of two different population, like we are having the male and the female, and we were comparing the blood glucose level of male and female separately. So Mann-Whitney U test is the alternative of independent t-test, and this will be applied only and only when your data was found not normally distributed. That means you got the skewness in your data. So all these things we have discussed earlier also in the previous lectures. So how to do it by manually as well as the with the help of software called SPSS. For that particular test, I'm going to use a dataset 2.3. This I'm going to give all the viewers. Uh, I have taken one example for this particular test. For example, a study on waiting time in minutes amongst 80 patients who attended outpatient clinic divided into two different type or the facility of the hospital. One is your medical and the surgical unit. This till here I will take example for Mann-Whitney, and if further we will divide the wards based upon the specialty in the hospital, for example primary care specialty and the tertiary ward, then this example will be taken for the another test called Kruskal-Wallis test, which I'll take tomorrow. So when you have only two sample to compare or two units to compare, for example here one I have taken the medical unit and the surgical unit, and we want to find out that either the waiting time in the medical unit is more or the waiting time in the surgical unit is more when the patient are attending to a special wards of the hospital. So what to do, that sample size for this study which we have taken is 80 patient, and sample which we have entered that will be in the form of numbers only, and a word which we are going to take, that will be the categorical order. That means two columns we have to make in a sheet. The in first column we have to enter the data of patient in minutes, that means 4 minute, 5 minute, 6 minute, 6.5 minutes, like this. And in second column we have to keep a categorical variable or the nominal variable which will show that patient was visited to which ward, medical ward or the surgical ward. So coding can be done for medical one, and for surgical ward coding can be done as 2. So this is the example of the squared data, for which kind of data you can apply the Mann-Whitney U test. Here you can see I have plotted a graph of the waiting time and waiting time in minutes and the frequency, that 25 patient was there, and most of the patient are on the left hand side. So we didn't get the bell-shaped curve. We got the positive skewness in the data, that most of the patient are on the left hand side. So for this kind of data we cannot compare the mean, because mean will not be justified for this kind of data. The data are skewed to the right, uh, with the mean of 25.3 minutes and median of 23, and you can see there is a difference in the mean and the median. So as per the rule of stats, we can use the median as a measurement of central tendency, and whenever I say that we are going to compare the ranks, we are comparing actually the median, that center number. So range data in this graph is ranging from 10 to 84, that minimum waiting time was found to be 10 minutes and the maximum time was found to be 80 minutes, because here the range is very vast, starting from 10 to 80. So we can say that if we have got median nearby around 40 or 42, we can say that that time that data was found to be normally distributed somewhere here. If you have got a bell-shaped curve like this, we can say that data is normally distributed. But here for this example, we got higher cases at this side, and graph is you can see how it is representing. So we can assume that it's not normally distributed. So we can choose the test called Mann-Whitney U. So in Mann-Whitney U, what we are going to do exactly, the data are placed according to groups from smallest value to the highest value. For example, numerically, if you want to do, so what we have to do, a data will be given by examiner, which will be given in a single row. So if you want to carry out a Mann-Whitney U test with the help of software, then we can run directly. Otherwise, if you want to do it manually with the hand, what you have to do, you have to arrange the data from smallest value to the highest value, then the value at the middle of each group that we are going to compare. For example, that might be examiner will give you a random order, but what you have to do, from the lowest order to highest order, you have to write the data. For example, I have taken two example: 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 30, and 50. So in the test, what we are going to do, whatever the number are present at the center, that is the uh, this 20 and this 30, we are going to compare with the each other. So uh, this is the example that how to arrange the data and what we are going to compare. So we are actually comparing the this 20 with this 30. If we have a two different groups, the group A is this and group B is the lower side. So the Mann-Whitney U test is also called compare to independent non-parametric sample test. And for this test, I'm going to use a dataset 2.3. And if any viewer want to practice, they can send a request to send a dataset 2.3. I will send by mail. So how to do it? First, I'll give the explanation that Mann-Whitney U test is usually used as an alternative of independent t-test, especially for the data which is not normally distributed. That means you have a skewness in your data, and this is suitable when we wish to compare, for example, waiting time which is not normally distributed, and between the two different wards, medical ward and the surgical clinic, surgical ward in the hospital. So two different ward we have, and this data, medical and surgical clinic, is given in the form of category. The one category is medical, second category is surgical, and the data which I have entered for a dependent variable, that is waiting time, I have applied the test for the normality distribution, and I found that that distribution was found not normal. And this is the assumption that why I have chosen this test, why not independent t-test to compare this type of example. So The more explanation of Mann-Whitney use test is it is a non-parametric test that can be used in place of an unpaired t-test, because each patient are different. It is not we don't have a condition like before and after, pre-module or post-module. So it's an unpaired test, and it is used to test the null hypothesis of two samples. So two samples we are going to use, and what is that sample? One sample is our medical clinic, and second sample is our surgical clinic, and we want to find out that waiting time is more or less in which unit of the hospital. So actually what we are doing in this test, we are not comparing the mean, we are going to compare the median time in minutes. So what the null hypothesis says for this test, as you know that whenever we are going to start a test, we have to justify the hypothesis for the test. So hypothesis for this test is, suppose we have a sample of nx, n is the observation, that will be x1, x2, and so on in one group, and that is called a population number one, and a sample ny, observation number of observation from the second group, and that will be represented as a y1, y2, and so on in another group. For example, two samples, two different units of the hospital we have taken. One is your medical, and second one is surgical. So x will be taken as a surgical, and y will be taken as a medical, or vice versa, whatever. So like this we have to proceed. So I will show the equation for the Mann-Whitney U in the further slide. But null hypothesis says what? Null hypothesis says that probability is half for being greater or smaller than the y. That means uh, whenever the patient will visit the hospital, the probability of going to a particular ward is equal. That means patient can go. You are not decided at the beginning that patient is going to the medical ward or patient is going to the surgical ward. They can go in any. So probability of half visiting ward number one and ward number two is equal for both. So, and we can assume that waiting time in first group can be higher, or waiting time in second group can be lower. So what the null hypothesis says? Null hypothesis says the probability of x is less than y and equal to half, whereas the alternative hypothesis says the probability of x more than y is not equal to half. Clear? So under the null hypothesis we can assume this, and under the alternative hypothesis we are assuming this. So what the aim of the aim of the test is to reject the null hypothesis that the probability of x is not more than y and is not equal to half. This I'll explain with the help of equation also. So might be examiner will ask you about the Wilcoxon signed rank test. So both the test, Wilcoxon signed rank test and the Mann-Whitney U, is the statistically equivalent to each other. So either you can apply the Wilcoxon signed rank test, or either you can apply the Mann-Whitney U. Here, so under the null hypothesis, we expect that U is the sign for the Mann-Whitney U, Ux and Uy to be approximately equal. That means uh, whenever we have justified our hypothesis, we assume that waiting time of both the units of the hospital, either it is medical or either it is your surgical, is equal. And whenever you are end up with the test, you will be able to find out that there is a difference in the median time of both the units of the hospital. So this is the um, two different methods are there by which mean you can perform the Mann-Whitney U test. This is called as uh, by using a magnitude. For example, one example I have taken. you can see the following data shows that age at diagnosis of type 2 in young adult is at age diagnosis different from the male or female. For example, two different kind of population we have enrolled in the test. One is male and second is the female on the type 2 diabetes patient. That uh, person who is suffering from type 2 diabetes mellitus are belonging to the same age or they are having the different age. Clear? So the age of the patient is written 19, 22, 16, 29, 24. So this will be called as U1 because U is the sign of Man Whitney U. Clear? And this is called as group 1. So U1 will be called as male and U2 will be called as female. And you can see that number of observation are different in both the sample, both the groups. In males, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in females, we have only 4 observation. So how to proceed with the Man Whitney U? In this magnitude type formula, we don't have any particular formula which you have to apply. Just you have to apply a rule. By applying a rule, you can calculate the Man Whitney U test. So how to do it? As I told you in the beginning, you have to arrange the data of both the groups from lower order to higher order. So I have clubbed both the observation which I have got under the male and female, and I have kept in from lower order to higher order. That is the minimum value out of these two. I have found 11. So 11 I have written here: 11, 12, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 24, and 29. From lower order to higher order, you have to make a single row and you have to write on the top that it is a age. Clear? In the next row, what you have to do, you have to write that this 11 represents what, either it belongs to male or female. You have to write a female. This 12 is female, so I have again written female. This 16 is a male, you can see on the top. So I have written M. So you have to write in this row that this particular digit which is written on the top belonging to which group, that group number 1 or group number 2, or you can write surgical ward or clinic ward or male or female, whatever. Clear? So you have to write a F. So after writing this particular line or the row, what you have to do, you have to calculate the magnitude. You have to find out the opposite group. For example, yeah, I'll take the example of 11. Just listen carefully. 11 is female. So I have to see that is there any male less than 11? We don't have any male less than 11. I will write 0. So I will write in front of M. So if I take the example of 12, what I will see that any opposite group we have to look, that any male less than 12 we don't have. I have written 0. Now we'll take opposite. Now I'm taking the value of 16. 16 we are going to look, it is male. 16 is male, so we have to see that is there any female less than 16. We can see that two are there, one is 11 and one is 12. So I will write 2 instead of uh, uh, F. Clear? So what to do, like this we have to write and in the front of 2. So just calculate the magnitude in like this for the further also. So what we will do, we will have a number um and the is going to represent for the male and uf is going to represent for the female. So we can make the sum of all. So we have found 17 and uf we have found 3. So in rule of stat says in Man Whitney U, the value which is minimum that we are going to take as a value of u. So is 17 and uf is 3. So we will take the value of uf because 3 is less than 17. So this 3 will be taken as a final value of u. And you have to use a Man Whitney U table and to compare your calculated value with the tabulated value. So This is the another method by which mean you can do. So this I'll take tomorrow because I'm getting a official order of that we are going to start a meeting at 12. So remaining things we can take tomorrow, but I'll just let you know that how to compare the table. This is the men Whitney U table, and on the top you can see we have a n1, and on the right hand side you can see we have a n2. So we know that n1 we have found 17, that is male, and 3 we have found 3. So in front of 17 and 3 you have to compare these value, and you are going to take a exact value that what we are going to take. So I'll just let you know that we have a here 17. You can see this table is representing to one tail, and this is representing to two tail, and we are looking for one tail. So I'll see that how much is the value of n1. N1 is 17, so I'll look for 17, and with the 17 we have to see that confidence interval of the study is 0.05. So in front of 0.05 what we have a we have to I have to look for the 3. That 3 is representing this. We have a value 9. We have got value 9. On the top you have to see the column of 3, and row I'm taking 17. In front of 0.05 we have value 9. So this 9 we are going to compare with 3. So we can quote our results also. Clear? And that is, so using table for Men Whitney U test, we get a two-side p value, that is p is equal to 0.11. So how to do it? If you want to calculate the exact p value, there is a formula to calculate the p value. First of all, you have to calculate the z score, that is u minus mu divided by standard deviation. We know that u is 56. This I have an example I've taken for the another one, because if you want to calculate the Men Whitney test with the help of formula, then also you can get the value of u. But today's example which I have taught you, that is as per the magnitude rule. So as per magnitude rule or as per the formula, you can calculate the value of u. And if you have the value of u by using the z score for both the group n1 and n2, n1 is here first group and n2 is second group, divided by 2, you can get the exact p value by using the table. So this is the another formula by which mean you can calculate the Men Whitney U test. So this I'll teach you tomorrow. That here U1 is representing male, and U2 is representing female, N is representing to number of observation under the each group. Here, so two different things I am going to left today. That Men Whitney U test with the help of formula of Men Whitney U, as well as that how to calculate the Men Whitney U test with the help of SPSS software. So both will take tomorrow, as I have to attend a meeting at 12 o'clock. So guys, see you tomorrow. And if you have any queries related to Men Whitney U and the chi-square test, you can call me, and you can send a mail, you can WhatsApp me. uh, so have a nice day, stay home, stay safe, keep in touch. You can subscribe my own personal channel which I made with the name of Dr. Amit Sharma in the YouTube also, for the more further videos.